Hey guys, welcome to PhoneRadar. This is Chetan, and in this video we are going to unbox and do the hands-on with the Redmi Note 4G from Xiaomi. This is the new device from Xiaomi because it comes with the 4G connectivity, and that's the reason the chipset in this is different from what we had seen in the original Redmi Note that comes with 3G connectivity. So this is the Redmi Note 4G, and if you see on the back side of the box, you can see that it has the FDD LTE and TD LTE along with the WCDMA and GSM connectivity. The chipset or the processor here is the Qualcomm Snapdragon MSM 8928. That's the Snapdragon 400 processor. It's the quad-core chipset with the 1.6 GHz clocking speed, and there's 2 GB of RAM. So nothing else is different from what you had seen in the Redmi Note 3G except for the processor. That's the Qualcomm Snapdragon MSM 8928, and it was a MediaTek processor in the Redmi Note 3G with the octa-core chipset. So the network here, as said earlier, also is 4G FDD LTE band 3, which is 1800 MHz, and again there's also support for the band 40, that's 2300 MHz. So the other specifications that are listed in the box here are the 5.5-inch 720p IPS display and a 5MP BSI sensor camera on the front with a 13 megapixel BSI autofocus camera on the back. 3100 mAh battery inside the device, and this is the Android 4.4 KitKat based on MIUI ROM, and there's a support for the latest 802.11 AC, that's the Wi-Fi connectivity. So the box packaging is similar to what you had seen in the early devices from Xiaomi. It's a very hard and tough box packaging, and Xiaomi has been always showing this box as something that you can stand up on and still the box doesn't break or nothing happens there. So this is the box packaging. Let me unbox the package now. Well, this is I'm unpacking the device now. So first off, this is the Redmi Note 4G, and you won't feel it any different from what you had seen in the 3G. It's the same build quality, everything is the same, and what comes here different is the internal aspect. So let me keep the device beside. And now in the accessories, what you get to see here is firstly a micro USB cable and the travel adapter here. Along with that, this is the set of booklets. The first one is the limited warranty statement, and the next one is the user guide. For the users who are using a Xiaomi device for the first time, MIUI could be a bit confusing for them because it's not something like stock Android where you get the app drawer and such things. So there's a user guide which could come handy for them. There's a 3100 mAh battery that comes along with the device. So this gives an indication that the phone has a removable back cover. And apart from that, there's nothing else. So you don't get any headphones here, and you don't get any screen protector. But we did get a notification from Xiaomi that they are giving the case and a screen protector along with this. So if at all you are buying this, you'll have to fill a separate form to get those two. So all things kept aside, now let me try to insert the battery first and start checking out the interface. And this is the Redmi Note 4G. That comes with this 5.5-inch 720p display on the front, and there's a lot of space wasted, as I had already told in the Redmi Note review earlier. The space below the screen has the navigation buttons, but still there's a lot of space used there. And on the top is this earpiece along with the 5 megapixel camera. On the back you get to see this glossy body with the 13MP camera with the LED flash, and in the bottom there's the speaker grill with the MI branding. So there's no frills on, there's nothing extra given there unnecessarily. Everything looks good on the back, but again at the same time this glossy black back is very much prone to scratching. On the right there are these volume buttons and a power button, and on the top there's a microphone which is a secondary mic for noise cancellation, and this 3.5 headset jack. On the left there's nothing, and on the bottom you get to see this micro USB port with the primary mic. So you can remove the back cover, and to do that you'll have to pull it up from the micro USB port area. And once removing that, you'll see this SIM card slot with the LTE message there. So you can insert an LTE SIM card here, the 4G one, and there's a micro SD card slot here for the storage expansion. So let me insert the battery, and this is a single SIM device for you to take a note of. You can insert only one SIM. Let me start the device. I won't insert a SIM right away because in this area anyways there's no 4G LTE connectivity to check out or test it. So that's the Redmi Note 4G starting up for the first time, so it might take a bit of time for the first time boot up, and it as always shows a powered by Android logo. So this is the English or the language selector, where you get to see this Hindi because it's an Indian oriented smartphone, so you get an option of Hindi selection, and there are all these keyboards already available: Swift key, Google keyboard, Google Pinion input, and Flex key, as well as Google Hindi input. So for the Hindi users, this is quite advantageous. Let me skip even the Wi-Fi option, and it would check for the SIM cards. I'll continue that right now. Agreeing to the term and conditions. There are a few permission options and GPS satellite options that you'll have to set up before going into the interface. So as you can see, congratulations, setup is now complete, and you can enjoy your MI device. So this is the MI UI. Firstly, I would go into the settings in the about phone section to check out the OS version. So this isn't Android Jelly Bean or such. This comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat OS, and that is based on MI UI. And the MI UI version here would be version 5, and version 6 is yet to come. In the storage, you get to see about 4.54 GB available directly out of the box and out of the 8 GB, and you have a microSD card slot for the storage expansion. As far as the pre-installed applications are concerned, here you can see FM radio is pre-installed, and I was asked by a few people already. So FM radio is already there. There's sound recorder, MI cloud for the cloud storage, torch application, scanner, that's the barcode scanner, and an updater application is there to check for the updates. There's a separate security section where you can do a device cleanup or data usage manager. There's a block list, virus scan, and even the permission manager. Now going into the other applications, that the entire Google Play Services applications are available here, and in the more applications there's Facebook and WS Office, and this Flipkart application pre-installed, and Flesky keyboard. So everything here looks good, and as always you can see much of bloatware because of its own OS from Xiaomi. So there are a lot of pre-installed applications. Now getting into the camera application. So this is the camera application where much of the screen space already is used by the options which cannot be hidden. They are staying on the screen there itself. And into the options you can change the filters that would give a directly that would change the object directly. The colors are changed and such. Let me go back to normal, and in the other options you can check the audio settings, the panorama, there's HDR also available, and the camera frame can be changed from 4:3 to 16:9. Picture quality can be changed to high, standard, and low. Let me change that to high right now. Volume button functions can be changed. I can use the volume buttons as a shutter or zoom or volume. So this would be handy when this large device is being held and I can't directly tap on the shutter button. The volume button can work as a shutter for me. Camera sounds, and under the advanced settings I can change the main professional sections, that auto exposure settings, anti-banding, saturation, contrast, sharpness, and face detection. So these are under the settings. Now I can shift between the video and photo recording directly from here, and the flash can be changed here. So these were the settings. Now let me take a quick capture to check out how the color saturation is and how the capture quality is. Although I did really like the camera of the Redmi Note 3G that we already had tested, and as you can see the color reproduction here is great. The colors are as they were seen naturally, and these are artificial light conditions, but still it is pretty neat. And the Redmi Note did not do a really good job under low light conditions, but we'll do the testing here and show you the camera samples in the camera review that we'll do later on. So right now it's not really bad, the Redmi Note 4G's camera, just like the 3G one. It's a 13MP rear camera, and for the selfies there's this 5MP front facing camera. So this device does support USB OTG connectivity that we had already tested, and under the settings, if you can see, there are a lot of connectivity options as well, and there's 4G support here. There's do not disturb mode already available. In the security, there's screen security, privacy protection, and going into the other options, there's button settings for the menu buttons and such. There's a separate light mode for those who wanted to use an even more simplified home screen and menus, and this is for those who don't want a lot of issues with the interface. They directly want some direct options on the screen. There's a light mode available. So apart from that, everything is just as what you had seen in the 3G one, and we expect this to be better than the Redmi Note 3G, which although had a octa-core MediaTek chipset, the Snapdragon 400 should do a better job. But we'll do a comparison of that later on and let you know which one does a better job. And this one costs 1000 rupees more than that the Redmi Note 3G had costed us. So this is the hands-on and the unboxing of the Redmi Note 4G from Xiaomi. Do check out PhoneRadar and subscribe to it. In the coming days, we'll be doing the camera review of this one with a few benchmark tests and the gaming review, as well as the full review after a couple of weeks time. So do check out PhoneRadar and subscribe for more. Thank you.